Hey there, Flo here. If your thought is only completely insane people stay up till 4:15 in the morning to live stream, I can't argue about that. Okay, so I don't know what I'm going to do, except that basically the same as every other stream. Write code in the worst possible, least efficient manner, and maybe get nothing done. So, if that's not your cup of tea, drink something else, because this is the place for boring stuff. I think that song is looping eternally. That's one weird bug about this audacious program I'm using on Linux sometimes, and I think it's probably related to the video game music because they're kind of weird file types, but it just keeps looping over and over on one song sometimes. That song is really loud. Called You Are Champion, not You Are a Champion or The Champion, just You Are Champion. Okay, I don't know what I'm gonna do. One thing I realized when I ended the stream is this is a complete waste of time. These icons that I was making in Inkscape, because they're so basic that I can just use HTML and CSS to style them. So I'm going to go that route, mainly because if I decide to change the colors or the font size or the amount of roundedness of the corners, all that kind of stuff, the padding, it's just going to be easier if I style it with CSS. So I'm going to scrap these. I mean, I already have the file saved, but I'm not going to continue with that. So instead, what I'm going to do is just start doing some pointless styling stuff. Which I'm just going to involve some HTML first. Let's see. Need to find the audio player. And I think I'm gonna start moving away from the modal approach, although I don't know. Thing is, it's not a terrible way to go to have it like this. I don't know. I guess what I could maybe do, I wonder, let me see. I wonder if you can position modals customly. This song is so loud. Let's check. I think you can do like pop-outs, pop-ups or whatever. Bootstrap modals can have custom positioning. By default, Bootstrap modals are centered on the screen, but you can customize their position using CSS or blah, 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 blah. Okay, I guess I could do that. Using JavaScript, you can dynamically set the position of the modal using JavaScript. All right. Except that they're using jQuery there. Bootstrap 5 introduced utility classes that can help with positioning. You can, okay, yeah. I think I would have to use JavaScript because, for example, if I want that modal to appear close to wherever the audio player is, which honestly, I don't think it really matters because if you're on desktop, you have a mouse and you can move your mouse anywhere. If you're on And it's not that big of a deal. It actually makes sense to be in the center and kind of blacking out everything behind. So I think that's okay. And then on mobile, it's already down at the bottom like that. So I don't think it matters. I think it's fine. So, because what I was thinking about earlier, and I have been for quite a while, is, and I showed this last stream, but having like kind of a fly out thing come out of the button, this option button. So when you click this option button, it would pull up this menu of icons. And while I think that would be fairly intuitive, I'm a little bit concerned with it being too cryptic for some people. So I think the modal approach is okay. Plus, I'm going to be adding more buttons and options. So the flyout thing is a cool idea in my opinion, but there might be so many buttons that it would look kind of confusing and hard to arrange that many buttons logically. And especially the other challenge I was realizing is you can move this around anywhere and it'll save the position theoretically, although there's this weird bug where it sometimes flies out of the screen depending on your cache. I think if you clear your cache, it does weird stuff. But so you could have it way up here. So I would have to write some JavaScript to say if kind of close to the top, when you click this, it'll fly out down. If it's too close to the bottom, it will fly up and stuff like that. Which makes for pointlessly complicated scripting, and it would be further complicated like if you're close to this other thing. Like I have logic to make these not, and it doesn't even always work, but sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know why. But I have code to, if you try to put these on top of each other, they'll jump away from each other. And that's so that you don't lose access to one, because if you were to accidentally put it on top of it, you couldn't really get to the, especially if you put this big one on top of that one, you wouldn't be able to ever use it again. I mean, you could obviously move the big one again, but you might forget that it's hidden. Anyway, all that to say, they can be close to each other, but they can't be touching. But if you have like weird fly out buttons that go over the top of the other ones, that could be very visually distracting. And so I think instead of messing with all that junk, I think I'll just stick with the modal, the pop-up thing. It's not my favorite style, but I think it's going to look better once I make CSS good. So let's just scratch that. I'll probably forget all of this, and next time I'll be like, oh yeah, let's make the buttons, and I'll forget that I had this conversation with myself. But you never know. Let's see. Make sure my chat is going. There we go. It was going, but I wouldn't have heard it probably. I think we're good. I should always do probably a chat test. I used to a long time ago, but oh, you know what? Let me see. One thing I do want to make sure. Last stream I had no issues with DLive, but I kind of forgot about the whole thing that if I don't have DLive open, let me just, I think I do need to have DLive open. Maybe I had it open and didn't realize it. That's how it was working last stream. Let me test this here, just in case, because I know when Made in USA review was here, he pointed out, or helped me realize that DLive was malfunctioning. So let me at least test that. So I need to remember to, let me test this. Oh, that works too? Wait a minute, let me do a third test. That's just so inconsistent. Maybe Steve at Social Stream actually fixed this, but last time it wasn't doing that. It wasn't working. So now it's working just great. So I guess I don't have to have a special case for DLive. Let me do one more test here. What happens if I close this window? If it still works, then that would be amazing. Okay. Shoot. So it is dependent on... Okay, let me... Oops. Try one more scenario here. Yeah, okay, that's so random. It's inconsistent. It changes all the time. So I do need to have the pop-out chat. The thing that I wonder is if I have to pop it out after I start. I know Kame, my friend Kame's had issues with this. I never used to have issues until that last time. I think I'm going to have to add it to my list of pop-outs. So let's test this now. Okay, yeah, so I think to play it safe, I think I'm going to have to pop out DLive chat after I start the stream. It's very annoying, but yeah, whatever. It's sometimes, like, for me, for literally like 2 or 3 years, it's worked just fine. Whenever I started using Social Stream, I found this secret pop-out URL. It's basically dlive.tv/c/flow/flow, and just that worked every time. I didn't have to pop it out after I started, but now it's like different. So anyway, it's really annoying. I know that stuff is really boring, nobody cares, but sometimes I say it just in case there are people that learn from some of the troubles or discoveries that I make. Let's see. I'm not sure where to start. I guess. Oh, let's do some CSS junk, I guess. We need the modal. Okay. So I need to figure out how I'm going to name these things and style everything. Playback mode can be a section title, but then underneath that I need probably repeat. I'm gonna ask AI for the latest trends because I feel like you can go any direction with this. Regarding audio players, what are the most universal terms for repeating and looping modes? And for example, what icons would make the most sense? Right now I have once, loop, and continue as options, but I feel like that's not the best terminology. I could go entirely graphical icon direction, but that could be cryptic as well. Let's see, once For example, once could be an arrow to the right. Loop. Or repeat could be a recycle arrow type thing. And this stuff sucks. I don't like it. I'm just gonna blah blah blah. Any thoughts? Terminology and icons that are intuitive and universally understood can enhance blah blah blah. Play once, repeat one, repeat all, shuffle. Oh yeah, shuffle. Well, shuffle, I'm not going to use shuffle because that literally doesn't make any sense when you're talking about an audio Bible, but normally that would make sense. Play once, arrow pointing to the right. That's cool that it actually included the icons. I didn't know it could do that. Those are probably, actually kind of curious. They're probably Unicode things. Yeah, it's literally just a Unicode character. I don't think there's any CSS going on there. It's interesting that 3 of them are orange. One of them is blue. Okay, so it's not necessarily going to help me, but what is it say? It's saying repeat as opposed to loop, and I think that's correct. I think that's the only real piece of information I was looking for. So, oh yeah, I forgot I have, I forgot that I have these in field sets, which is kind of annoying. I think what I'm going to do is put these like H2 tags in playback mode. And then this will be the thing that I'm a little bit fuzzy on is the once thing. The once thing, actually, the once thing and the continue thing are a little bit baffling. I think the once thing is going to be... No, I don't think anyone in their right mind would play a single verse once. That's it. Like, well, I shouldn't say that. That seems like a rare case. But what they would do quite often is play a single chapter once or play a whole book once. So, just, it seems really weird. Why would somebody only... I should probably just put it in there and just not assume anything. Some random person out there is gonna think that that's the coolest thing ever. So, you can never, well, shouldn't say never, but it's good to not make too many assumptions on what people might want just based on what you think yourself. It's good to be open-minded if possible. So I guess I'll have play once. And then we'll have verse, or no, book, chapter, verse. I think the default should be chapter selected, because that's probably what most people would do. So, book, chapter, verse. The other thing is, I used to know how to do this, but this may have changed over the years. It's been like 15 years since I've done anything like this, probably. So let's ask how to do this in modern times, since I'm sure everything has changed. What is the most standards compliant way to have images be radio buttons? I'm using Bootstrap. Thank you for that dial tone crazy noise. What is, that's actually a track from a game, apparently. You skip that song, if you want to call it that. Yeah, that was nice. That was the test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is a test of the blah blah. I can't remember. I should have that memorized, but I don't. Let's see. Using Bootstrap, if that gives me any useful capabilities. But good old HTML and CSS is just fine with me. I need a way to make it obvious which one is selected. Perhaps by making the image slightly larger or a highlight border around it. I don't want to have the radio buttons beside the images, just the images. Ideally, I can style them based on which is checked using CSS. And then let's see what else. Please provide sample code to do this in relatively modern browsers. But I don't want bleeding edge tech. I want it to work in browsers from a couple of years ago. Though nothing as extreme as Internet Explorer. Alright, let's see what it says. You can achieve this by using input elements with type radio and combining them with images. And you can use CSS to hide the radio buttons. Okay. I think this hasn't really changed that much, honestly, since the days that I used to do this, but I don't know that I would have actually, I don't know. This is honestly kind of weird. Because how would, unless you use JavaScript, how would it know that you're clicking on the image and have it affect the check status of the input? Oh. It is using JavaScript. How does an image inside the label trigger the radio to be checked when it is clicked? is this standard HTML functionality, or does the check status need to be toggled with JavaScript? I'm a little outdated with my knowledge on the topic. This is standard HTML functionality when you wrap an input element with type radio inside a label element, but he didn't. With an input element using the for attribute, clicking on the label or anything inside that label. Okay, that's cool. The way that this is written is actually not well, it's not good. It says when you wrap an input element with type radio inside a label element. I guess or, the word or is key. Okay, that's cool. I didn't know that worked. Wait a minute though. For each, let's see, image, radio group, input type radio for each radio add event change. So whenever someone changes it, this is going to select all the labels and add a selected class. Okay. First of all, I'm not using jQuery, so please don't suggest jQuery code. Second, do I really need to add a selected class to the I don't even know what this is doing, to be honest. Label, it's adding a class to the label, I think. Yeah, so it's saying if input is selected, go to the next sibling, which would be the label, and put a selected class on that. Do I really need to add a selected class to the label? Is there not a way to highlight it with CSS selector? Either using a sibling type. Oh, what is that? What is that symbol for the sibling? What is the next sibling selector symbol in CSS? Plus. Either using a next sibling selector or something like focused or checked, something like that. Absolutely, you can achieve the desired effect using CSS selectors without adding a selected class. Here's how you can do it using the checked pseudo class and sibling selectors. So this is kind of what I was thinking here. All right. Basically, I answered my own question, but I needed some inspiration from updated methods because I haven't done this in a very long time. Okay, so take a look at my working code. I am using a field set so that it can have a legend title for the three within the set. We'll replace the radio buttons with images as we discussed. So modify my code real quick so I can see that in action. Make some fake CSS that fits my scenario. I don't need to say fake, but in reality it's kind of fake because I'll have to adapt it. And scales the selected image using the next sibling selector like we talked about with a 0.3 second ease in out transition of scale. Also put a mm, 0.15 EM border around the highlighted image. Or label, whatever. I don't know if it's best to do label, but let's just do label. The label should... Oh, wait a minute. I don't actually want images. Correction. I don't really want images after all. I just want something like the letters. Book. Chapter. Verse. Inside the labels, instead, and all scale those and border them. They will be squares with the letters perfectly in the middle of them with a bit of padding. It will have background colors respectively. Close that thing, of course. Let me open it back up. Oh, that's why it was I was complaining about the max zoom level, but I made these so tiny. Look at how tiny those are. Didn't really realize that. It's kind of silly. Let's make them way bigger. Even though I'm not really going to use these, but just because. Okay, so book. Chapter. First. I don't know why my brain is actually working now. Probably because I'm not chatting. I can't chat and type code at the same time. Which I enjoy when people are here to chat, but definitely more productive when I'm not trying to use my brain for two different things at the same time. The border color of the highlighted one can be white. I can adjust that later. Let's just see. I mean, I'm typing a lot of stuff here and I'm kind of losing track myself of what all I said, so let's just see how it goes. Oh, I almost forgot to paste this in. Excuse me. Let's update your code to use spans with the letters B, C, and V inside the labels with appropriate styling for selected radio buttons. Sounds good to me. Okay, so the label, in this case, the label is around both things, which actually makes more sense to me, but so if you put the label around both things, you don't need to have the for in it. If you don't, then you need the for in it, otherwise it won't identify itself with the item. Change radio 1 to radio, man, radio, video play once, book. Radio 2. The reason I'm putting play once in there is because every ID has to be unique on the page, and I'm also going to have radios for the repeat stuff, so I can't just call it radio book, radio chapter, radio verse. So just in case you're wondering. Okay, so let's do that. this word. It's irritating. Semantic. That's such a weird word. Absolutely. Let's update your code with a more meaningful IDs. All right. Looks good to me. Field set. Wildsman. Yeah, how are you doing? Good to see you. It's good to know that Rumble is working. I was having some major bugs with the Rumble when I was trying to start my stream. It's like it wouldn't start. Very strange, so I'm glad it's working. I think my previous stream got messed up because I accidentally crashed OBS in the middle, and when I came back, I don't think Rumble carried on, but yeah, good morning. How are you doing? Oh, by the way, you should check into, let me see if I can find this information really quick. Yeah, maybe you already know about these guys, I don't know. Keep forgetting that I don't have a search engine enabled. I actually purposely got rid of that, and then I keep forgetting. Really? Broken links? AO Lab. I always forget if it's AO Lab or AO Labs. Their site is not indexed well. Yeah, their site is really not indexed. It's amazing. I should tell them that. I don't even know if I can find their site. What? That's weird. I'm wondering if that is an issue with this browser or if that's like literally something wrong with their site. Let me check on another browser. Sorry, I'm taking so long to complete that thought. I don't know if you're still here or not. Huh, okay, they have an issue with their site. I'll let them know. They'll probably fix it soon enough. That's pretty weird. Here we go. Just to find AO Lab, I had to like click on that. You should check these guys out. They're doing some pretty interesting things that kind of remind me of what you're trying to do. Just check out. Wow, I don't know why this is on Canva. This doesn't look right to me. I think they have their own site that's not on here, unless they must be working on their website and it's kind of messed up right now. Let's see. It's so weird. You cannot find their site in any search engine. Use AI. AI is my search engine now, so do you know about AO Lab and their free Bible API? I can't find it in search because search sucks. I bet you know more about it than any search engine. even though it's super obscure. Found some information about the AI LLM Bible API. It's free, open source API, blah, blah, blah. Here's a GitHub. Faith Tools. What's this? Okay. I know where to find the API itself and the GitHub page. What about the parent company's site, AO Lab? I can't find it in search. I don't think that's it. I think that's incorrect. Their site is really hard to find. It does not index well on Google or anywhere else. Good grief. I should tell them that. I don't, maybe it is this Canva site, but I thought they had like a legit, this is like hosted on Canva or something. Anyway, check this out. Let's see. Sorry, I'm taking so long. They're doing some really cool stuff though. I'd recommend joining their Discord. I think you would be fascinated with what they're doing. They're making like video games related to the Bible, which is exactly what you're doing. It would be kind of cool to see you guys collab or just, you know, exchange ideas. It's not something I'm particularly into, but they also have a free Bible API that I'm using, which is pretty cool. Let me throw this in there. There's the link. Anyway, if you're interested, feel free to check them out. They made me think of you just because I know you do some of that same kind of stuff. But yeah, I would recommend joining their Discord. I don't know if that link had a Discord link on there somewhere. I would encourage you to read everything they write here. That's really cool. Like their ministry is awesome. And the people, if you go on their Discord and meet them, they're very cool people. They'll brain bash or brainstorm with you any day. You know, it's they're really open to helping other people and exchanging ideas. There's their Discord link near the bottom if you're interested to join that. Actually, I think they are working on this site because looks like this button is weird. It's funny, you can like highlight, you can click in the middle of the button and it doesn't activate the link, but if you click in the outer black area, it's really bad. But anyway, they need some work on their CSS, but maybe you can help them with their CSS. Definitely could use the Bible API as well. Yeah, definitely check out their Bible API. I'm using it on my project, which, by the way, we haven't talked in so long. You might not even be aware of it, but I'm working on this is my Bible app that I'm working on. It's buggy right now, so don't get all excited about it or anything. I'm kind of enjoying the process, but it's definitely buggy. But I have over 1,000 different translations, all these translations, different languages, so you can read the Bible in some random language, but it's currently a little bit buggy, so let's see if I can pull up some. Yeah, for some reason it's not responding to certain clicks, but I have a lot of work to do, but been kind of enjoying this over the last several months. Yeah, apparently that particular function is broken right now, so you can't actually switch translations. I forgot. It's been a while since I've even tried to change translations. It's currently using the BSB though, which is the free use Bible API by that AO Labs. They're heavily involved or connected with the Berean Standard Bible, so they're very strong advocates. And apparently the The CEO of AO Labs, I can't remember his name right now, but when you go on Discord, you'll find him. He made kind of I kind of got the impression that he might have been instrumental in getting the Berean Standard Bible to be open source like they are. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, they're really cool people. I would highly recommend getting connected with them. It's free and unlimited use, so you can, most Bible APIs, if you look them up, they have like a certain number of thousand requests per day or something, and then you have to start paying for them. Check this out, free. No usage limits, no API keys, no copyright restrictions whatsoever. Check that out, it's amazing. And if you read like their ministry statements, it's just really cool. I don't remember. I actually haven't read this whole thing necessarily, but anyway, definitely, I think you would enjoy connecting with the people there. Oh yeah, here's it. Check this out. Matthew 10:8, freely you have received, freely give. I love that. That's so awesome. They're not in it for the money. They're not trying to make a name for themselves. They're just humble servants of the Lord. Like, that's legit. Ah! Look at that. No copyright restrictions or nonsense to hinder the global church. It's awesome. Anyway, just thought I'd share that with you. Gotta put it on F-Droid, open source Android apps. Yeah, go for it. Just go nuts. Do all the stuff. Do all the stuff. But yeah, anyway, I've been working on this. It has a audio Bible, which I've been enjoying for my own personal use. You can move these little toolboxes around, but...
Psalm 118. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His loving devotion endures
It
forever.
highlights the active verse.
Let Israel say, his loving devotion.
And then, if it's on a mobile, it's even cooler. It actually scrolls along as you're reading. So I've been using this on my phone constantly.
Endures forever. Let the house of Aaron say, his loving devotion endures forever. Let those who fear the Lord say, his loving devotion endures forever. In my distress I called to the Lord, and he answered and set me free. The Lord is on my side, I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? The Lord is on my side.
Anyway, just thought you'd enjoy that since I know you're all into programming. I'm not really into programming. I don't remember if we've talked that much, but I think I probably mentioned that I kind of burn out with programming. But lately I've been using a lot of AI stuff to help me code again, because I'm just so out of the game, and I just kind of don't like programming anymore. But AI kind of helps me still do it a little bit. I'll be doing a Christian Gam Jam this month. May do some streaming. Nice. What's a Gam Jam? Not familiar with that term. But yeah, the other thing that I've been working on, like last stream, I did a little bit of this off stream too, but like you can highlight any verses or whatever you want, like this or whatever, and it updates the passage name down here, and you can copy it to the clipboard and go to like something like Microsoft Word, or in my case LibreOffice Writer, and paste it in like that, so you can, use it in PowerPoint or Microsoft Word, or probably works in Google Docs, though I haven't actually tried that yet, and I think it would work in email programs, etc. It retains, some of the formatting. Obviously not all CSS is compatible with Word and whatever, but it just kind of gives you a little head start. Game Jam, okay. I thought you might have meant Game Jam, but on itch.io. Cool. That's nice. But yeah, I'm glad you're still around. Always enjoy seeing fellow believers doing the streaming thing. I think there's actually a lot of believers out there in the streaming world, just a lot of them kind of don't talk about their faith that much, which, is fine. And sometimes those kind of people have more open doors than someone like me does, because I'm very vocal about my faith, and that shuts a lot of people out. They're like, ew, he's a Christian. Ew, he's talking about Jesus. But I just can't help it, because that's all that I care about. And I don't really care if people don't like me for that. I think that's a good reason not to be liked. So, not that I want people to hate me, but if people hate me because I talk about Jesus, I think it's a fair reason to, I don't care. Basically, I just don't care. Obviously I don't. I hope that people enjoy the content and are blessed by it somehow, but I don't really expect it that much. There's other people that could do what I'm doing a lot better and reach more people, but, just do what I can. Be nerdy, be awkward, and see what happens. It's the story of my life. Okay, so anyway. Oh, and it has another mode. I haven't actually turned this mode on to where you can activate it in the interface, but if you have to hard code it currently. Have to change this code and then upload the change. And then if I do the same thing I just did, I copy a bunch of stuff here and then go into a text editor or a WYSIWYG or whatever, then it'll paste the actual HTML as opposed to the nodes. So you can use it to populate, a web page with a verse on it or something like that. Retains the styling as far as the class names. So you could style it with CSS based on all these, class names and whatnot. So anyway, it's kind of fun. I have a blog that I write in, and so I wanted to be able to cut and paste verses into that without having to cut out a bunch of garbage extra characters and stuff. So that's kind of why I made that part of it. You discern the truth of eternal life with Jesus, even if it comes with persecution. Yeah, nobody seeks persecution. We can have kind of a martyr complex, and we should never seek to be a stench to the world, But I just kind of sort of expect it. It's just kind of, it's not cool to be a Christian these days. But thankfully, praise God, I don't, nobody really bothers me, and there's a few people that enjoy my content. And I have some non-Christian friends that probably don't like Christianity at all, but they don't care. And so it's unfair to assume that just because people are religious, they're gonna, dislike Christianity or something. A lot of people have bad experiences in their past with religion, or somebody at church that hurt them, or whatever, or just stereotypes. And, I understand. I've been hurt by people in the church as well, so I don't really take issue with people that have difficult experiences. And I've had plenty in my own life as well. But anyway, let's see. It's better to take refuge in the Lord than to trust in man. Speaking of such things, it's a good chapter for this topic. But God is not easy on people. He doesn't necessarily make life easy for anyone, including his own followers. I can say that for sure. My life has not been a fun experience or something that I would tell people to hey, just live life like me and everything will just go great, because that's not really the message of the gospel. It's more about what he has saved us from and what he did for us. He's not going to magically just make everything easy in life when you choose to follow him. But that's another matter. Take refuge in the Lord, yeah. Sometimes he almost makes it harder for us just so that we will trust him, I think. It sounds funny, it sounds wrong somehow, but I'm okay with it. Like, a lot of people would be really turned off by that idea, but I think it's partially true. Like, God does require faith, and so he might allow us to go through really hard times in order to test the genuineness of our faith. Like, that's actually in scripture. And it's never fun at the time. Like, it feels like torture sometimes, just how life can take its unexpected twists and turns. But all I can say is I've known him all my life, and I wouldn't choose any other way, ever. There's no way I would choose to walk away from him just because things are difficult. Anyway. The Lord disciplined me severely, but he has not given me over to death. So, like, we know it's not going to be easy. All right. Let's see if I can actually write a single line of code today that actually accomplishes something. That would be nice. Let's see. I wonder. Let me ask AI about this. Is there a standard practice of HTML attribute that results in a browser powered up something like title or whatever? If I don't have to use JavaScript, but I can have the mouse hovering over and have it say book, for example. Is it possible? Yes, you can achieve this using the title attribute in HTML. When you add a title, browsers will automatically display a tooltip. It's kind of what I thought, but I wasn't sure if that actually worked. Okay. Let's see. There's a tooltip in HTML5 and CSS3. Like a built-in one, or... Because I don't... Yeah, I know there's a million ways to do that with JavaScript and Bootstrap and 100 other libraries, but I like to use vanilla stuff whenever possible rather than relying on a bunch of bloated library kind of stuff. So pretty much all my code is vanilla JavaScript, except for in this particular project I'm using Bootstrap, which I kind of regret. Sort of wish I could go back and just get rid of it and start from totally vanilla stuff, but it does offer some benefits that save me some time, so I just decided to leave it in for now. You can also use the hover in CSS3. Right. Yeah, I know about all that stuff, but like, I guess you could use hover with like a pseudo element, like before or after kind of thing. But if it's as simple as just doing title, that would be even easier. Let's just see if it works straight out of the box. According to AI, it should work. I think some of this I already knew. Like I've been a web developer for like 15 years, but I'm a little bit outdated because I stopped about 10 years ago. So a lot has changed since I actively did it. So some of the stuff I used to know just off the cuff, but these days I kind of have to look things up all the time. Let's see. Let's upload that and just see if it works by itself. Something got messed up. Audio player. That's odd. That's weird because I didn't really change. Oh, I know. Okay. I did change something that would affect that. So, because the audio player is looking for the radio junk. Oh man. So I have to update this stuff. Let's see. Playback mode and audio Bible. So this one is going to be This one will be play once, I think. Also been building app to SVG graphics like Inkscape to make SVG. Yeah, I saw that. I didn't like watch your stream, but every once in a while I click on Rumble and see what I missed, and I did see that you were working on that. Okay, let's see. I already forgot what I was doing. Play once. That might actually fix it right there, but it's probably might be more to it. We'll just try that real quick. Excuse me, I kind of have the burps. Yep, that was it. Okay. Now, book, chapter, verse. Okay, good. What was I was gonna check something though. Oh, the tooltips. Yep. Okay, so if you hover over the C and that's good. That's built in is always the best. Yeah, I just wanted to, some people it might not be intuitive what B, C, and V is, but I didn't necessarily want to have book, chapter, verse. I guess I could, but kind of like the idea of having graphical stuff, so we'll see. But I definitely could just be like all book. Oops. That's not my code. This is my code. Nah, people are smart. People will figure it out. I could have a legend at the top if I really want to. But I want to keep it compact, so let's do it that way. And I need the CSS that it wrote up here. Just, I mean, I could write all this, but it's just faster to, I mean, I told it what to do. I told it, like, you know, add a border or do this and that. So we'll just use its starting point, and I'll definitely change it. My CSS file is gigantic. It's over 2,000 lines, but that's because I have it. It's not minified, first of all, and like every single rule is on a different line, and I have some notes and stuff, so it's definitely bigger than it really needs to be. Plus, I could split it off. At this point, I have so much going on that I could split it off into several files instead of one gigantic file. But we'll see. I like to keep my CSS organized, so I'm trying to think of, like, where do I want to put this? Let's see. Modal audio. It's not in there? That's weird. Is that, I think that's what it's called. Oh, it's because I haven't even done this yet. That's right. I haven't added any style for the modal audio, so I need to just like start from scratch for this. That's why it looks so bad. It has no styling at all. Okay, so let's just add a whole section in here for modal audio. And let's put this stuff in there. I like that nested CSS actually works now, so you don't have to use like SCSS or SAS or whatever. You can just do it straight in your CSS. CSS has come a long way since I used it back in the day. All right, let's just start with this and see what happens. I'm sure I'm going to have to modify this a bit. Might give me a good starting point though, because I basically told it exactly what I wanted. Slow. Sweet. That's pretty stinking close. It got the gist of what I was asking, that's for sure. It doesn't scale when I click those, but that's pretty close. I can work with that. So just make it a little bit smaller. Okay, label shouldn't have much, if any, padding. Not sure why the label padding thing is not, I mean the label border and transform are not transitioning. They should be. Let's see, radio check plus span border. Oh. That's why. This should be span. The transition should be on the span, not on the label. That's why. So that was a mistake by the AI, I would say. It was a pretty small mistake, but actually, let me think. Yeah. Let's make this 1.4 EM or so. Make it flex. Let's just see. Let's just see. Oh, and then I want border radius 0.3, maybe 4. Okay. I always forget the Flexbox stuff. Flexbox. CSS. Oh. Almost forgot again that I can't just type stuff in there. Flexbox. CSS. Justify content center. Align items center. Those are the things I can never remember because it's not sensible. Justify items center. Align. What was it? Content or items? Let me see. Align items center and align content center. Let's see. I may as well do all of them actually. Let's see. Some of them might not be necessary, but I think it is. Align items and align content. All three. Let's just make them center. And that's way too much rounded. Let's do 0.25. Okay. I think in this case, let me check this span. It's really the label that should be flexed, I think. Span. Yeah. Okay, let's redo that. No, never mind. Text line center. Let's just put this down here. I think this will do it. Oh, I know. Put the width and height on the label. And then put first of all, let's get rid of that. Get rid of this. And let's put width 100, height 100. That should do it. Not quite. Some of this CSS is a little bit tricky. Let's see. Might have to do padding. I don't like to do padding though because then you have unpredictable results when each letter is a different size. That's why it's better to have let's see, display flex, align content center. What? Flex. Oh, okay. So let's get rid of align content. That makes sense. Why is there two text align centers? That's a mistake. It's not hurting anything, but One of the things I don't like about CSS is that text itself is not really stylable per se. Like if you have a span, but you want to style the text itself, not the span itself, it's not really a thing. I wish you could style text content of any node without putting the style on the node itself. It's hard to explain, but it's not really a thing. Let's see. I think I have to make these inline flex. And then let's justify in center as well. Not sure if that will do it, but maybe. Just gotta keep trying little doodads. I don't know why it's doing that. I think, let's see. I don't think they can have a width. Because they're inline. Can? Okay, never mind. So why isn't it honoring my width then? Oh, it kind of is, but... Kind of is, but kind of isn't. Okay, I have a better idea. Let's get rid of this stuff. Let's go back to the original method. Centering text is surprisingly difficult, especially mainly vertical. Horizontal is easy, you just do text line center, but vertical alignment doesn't really work as you would expect if you want a true vertical alignment in CSS. You sort of have to tweak it sometimes. My brain isn't thinking properly right now, though. That's for sure. Let's see. Inline flex, justify item center, align item center, text align center as well, I guess. I think I'm missing something really obvious. So weird. It should be centering those and filling the background. Let's see, where do I have the background? The background is on... Oh, it's down here. Okay. Span. No, that's what is going on. I wasn't even looking at this stuff. This should be... Okay, that can work, but I need to... This is the part that sucks. Let's see. I might have to go, like, revert to using padding, which I hate doing, but if it gets me to where I want to go, it's fine, I guess. Padding annoys me greatly, though. But we're closer now. Actually, the one that looks highlighted is stupid, but the other two look pretty stinking close. So let's see. The border radius is not working, apparently. I don't see any kind of smoothing on the borders. Checked span. That's weird. Oh, I know. I have to make overflow invisible. Overflow, whatever. There we go. Okay, the outline thing is the annoying part now. Like, they're styled exactly how I want them, except for the stupid outline issue. The scaling is a problem, so... It's all because I'm using this sibling, next sibling selector that it's gonna cause me issues. Let's do box sizing, border box. First of all. And because I'm scaling them and adding border to it, and I have overflow hidden, it's kind of a problem. Let's put border radius on the spans. Starting to get tired. I was planning to kind of stay up all night because I have something I want to try to do tomorrow morning. It's a group meeting thing that I might try to go to if I'm awake, and I knew that I wouldn't be able to wake up if I went to sleep, you know, a couple hours ago, because I would just be tired. So I might just keep going for another hour or so I can be up for that and see if I can make it to that thing. CSS is something I don't actually mind messing with, even though this probably looks very maddening or stupid. But while I kind of hate writing JavaScript and code in general, CSS doesn't annoy me that much. It's kind of fun to unravel the mysteries. I might actually skip the... I want to see what it's like to skip the border altogether. That's interesting. I didn't even notice it was doing that. I didn't notice that 0.15 EM solid transparent on the label. That's kind of weird that that's even there. That is the entire issue. That's actually, there's probably some sense to that, but it's kind of weird. Let's see. It's I think it's a CSS hack. It doesn't make any sense. That might make sense. Okay, way better. But the problem is because of font size related stuff, the fonts don't have enough room to live. That's why you don't really want to have hard-coded heights and widths when you're dealing with fonts, unless you ensure that your fonts have enough space to exist. Which the way we can maybe achieve that. I think we're getting there. So 1.1, I think that's good. Let's see. That took way too long to figure out, but it is kind of a weird problem. It's not something you run across that often. It's cool. This is like a very custom radio box selector here. And if you hover over it, it says chapter, verse, book. So that makes that kind of obvious. I might have like a legend up at the top just for dummies. Not to say that you're dumb if you don't understand it, but just to make sure that it's intuitive. That transition is a little bit slow, so let's go with about half that speed. Woohoo! Got it. That's perfect. The only thing that's a little bit unknown is the scaling factor. I guess I don't really care that much about the scaling. It's looking okay. One thing I could do is make the border bigger here, and then curious how that would work. Let me think about this for a second here. So if the size of that thing is 1.7, Oh, this is some math. This is some math here, man. I'm terrible at this kind of stuff. I might just have to play with it. So that the border is going to get smaller to allow for the space that it's going to scale up, essentially. Let's just see what happens. Almost working, but looks a little bit strange. I think one thing I'm going to need to do also is put these in a flex so that I can align them vertically, possibly. Or I could just do a hack. Could do a sometimes it's just easier to do a hack. I think vertical align doesn't work when it's something. So what we do instead, do margin top. Why doesn't that work? Ah, the mysteries. I think that last change I made was kind of messing with things a little bit too much. Let's just go back to not changing that. I think that's good enough. Yeah, I think I can be happy with that. It's pretty perfect, really. Okay. So next we need the same set. This should go fairly smoothly. Now that I have that all figured out, I can just pretty much copy this whole thing. Call this repeat. Wait a minute, what? No. And then we go play repeat. And then we I'm going to have to change a lot of JavaScript for this too, which is going to be a kind of a pain, but I'll deal with that later. That should do it. Sweet. So play once, repeat, or continue. I think continue is just a toggle. Continue would not necessarily be book, chapter, verse. Basically, if you have play once on book, it's a little bit confusing. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's good. I think, let's see, the continue thing I need to figure out if that's even a sensible thing that I need. It's hard for me to think of this. So if we have play once, I don't think if play once is, wait a minute. This whole thing is confusing. You can't have play once and repeat at the same time. It's more like you would need a toggle switch for play once. It's like nested radio buttons. Or basically it'd probably be a toggle switch that if you turn play once on, it automatically toggles repeat off. They can't both be on at the same time, because that's contradictory. But But then the whole continue issue, if repeat is on, continue doesn't make any sense. So continue is like a whole different mode. Continue. Book, chapter, verse. Yeah, so there are going to be 3 different modes: play once, repeat, and continue. That makes sense, but the continue is the most confusing part, because if you start here on a verse and you say continue, that means it would continue to the next verse. But do you want it to continue? Oh man, that part is not intuitive. Do you want it to continue until it reaches the end of the chapter? Like, it's not, instead of continuing the member, it's continuing within a certain container. It's kind of reverse logic in a way. So it's like continue until, sort of, until the end of the chapter or until the end of the book. But it doesn't make any sense continue to the end of a verse, because that's not continuing at all. So it's almost like, for continue, you need book, chapter, and technically I could do this for repeat as well. You could have book, chapter, verse, and the entire Bible. Because I know it sounds crazy, but some people might actually listen to the entire Bible from cover to cover. But the letter B is already taken, so I don't want to have like B, chapter, verse. I could just have star, okay. Asterisk. Sure, why not? I know it's maybe an option that most, like 99% of people would never use, but that doesn't mean that nobody would ever use it. So let's use, also, I shouldn't be using these HSL values. I should be using, this is Bible color 3, Bible color 5, and 7, 3, 5, 7. I already have variables for these colors. So that's good. What else was I saying? Adding the Bible. I think I'll do that. Let's see. Might be a little bit confusing for some. I'm hoping not to have any instructions on anywhere on this app, and just, if people can't understand it, and I don't want to say too bad, but it's almost like I don't want this to be like riddled with all sorts of like instructions and stuff. What I might do is have a link somewhere in the interface to like a video that explains everything, but I don't want to have like a bunch of sentences in the interface that say, here's what you do, blah, 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 blah. I just want to keep it clean. So this will be Bible. That should work. This is probably all I'm going to get done. Like, it's crazy how long this stuff takes. Just little fiddling around with CSS. I thought I could actually write some code again today. And oh, I'm just doing a little bit of CSS. But it is good progress. I'm quite happy with this. So instead of a star, or instead of an asterisk, I might use like a... Oh, I could use like a icon of a book. I think. Bootstrap. Oh, almost forgot again. Book. Sorry, I had to jump offline for a bit. Was getting the kids to school. Hey, no worries, man. That's way more important. All right, we got this working. I mean, it doesn't do anything right now, but we can choose between play once the entire Bible, the book, chapter, verse, and then or repeat the entire Bible, book, chapter, verse. I don't like that brown color though. Let me pick a different one. Probably the purple. So that would be 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Purple or orange? We'll try purple first to see what it looks like. I'm almost going to end the stream pretty soon, I think. I could go for probably another whole hour, but I don't know if I will. I think maybe orange. Purple looks okay, but... Let's change this to audio Bible voices. Getting pretty tired, like I shouldn't technically have stayed up all night, but if I wanted to make it to the meeting that I might go to, then that's kind of the only way. Okay, so let's make that Bible color 2. I think it might look a little bit better. I will be a zombie. I am not a morning person at all. I don't know if I'm even gonna go. Could just go to sleep now. Yeah, orange is way better looking. Okay, that's good. So now I have to figure out... I think what I'm going to do is... you can only select one option from all 8 of these at the same time. Because you're either going to repeat the entire Bible or play once the entire Bible. You can't do both. It's a contradiction. So I think what I'm going to do is on the field set. Yeah. Let's see. That's what I'm going to do. So on the fields, I'll have to write some JavaScript for this, but on the field set that is not selected, I'll put a gray partially transparent box over the top of it so it looks grayed out. And then I'll remove the highlight from the item that's currently selected. I think that would be a visual cue but it'll have no mouse event or whatever it's called, pass through, mouse events, pass through, whatever. So you can still click the buttons behind the gray box. Yeah. And then also the play once versus the play repeat will also be bold. That'll be pretty intuitive. So if you click on this over here, this will become grayish, and the play once will be bold. So that will be a pretty clear indicator that you can only select one or the other. And then the third option will be continue. So let me just add that real quick. I think I don't know if it's logical to have the buttons for continue don't make sense. Like they are not as intuitive. But I'm gonna just add them as they are currently, and I'll figure that out later. Might actually have room to put all three in the same row. Continue. And I'm not sure the word continue is the right word, but I think it is. Play continue. The other thing I can do to make this a little bit better CSS is I can have a class equals do I care? I don't care. I really don't care. It's just as clean to do it in the CSS. It's fine. Let's just do it that way, and then what I was going to do is make it so I don't have to have this here, but it's just as efficient to do it this way. Less pointless classes. Continue. Okay. This is probably where I'll cut the stream pretty soon, because I'm not gonna get into the JavaScript right now. I don't feel like it. I'm getting tired anyway, and I don't think I would be very productive. And I need to make a decision whether I'm going to try to make it to that meeting. It's a morning meeting, which I don't like, but trying to connect with humans a little bit difficult for me right now. But okay, so we need a little bit more horizontal space, and I'm going to do that by having less padding margin. I can also make the modal a little bit wider, but oh, the other thing I can do is on this container here, I can do something. flex, flex flow column, flex flow row wrap. So that will allow it to wrap if it doesn't have enough space, but I'm going to also put a little bit less margin here and see if that gives it enough space. So proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming. Okay. Okay, that'll work, but I don't know why there should be enough space there. I think I just need to make the dialogue or the modal a little bit wider. Modal audio, modal dialogue. Modal audio, modal dialogue. Pixels. Let's make it 500 Hello, Cantavius. Okay, so for some reason it looks like these things are occupying way more horizontal space than they need to. So there's probably a massive padding on the field set or something. So I can probably deal with that pretty easily. Let's do 35. So modal audio, modal dialogue, 35 EM. Or was it 35? I already forgot. 35. Let's see if there's some pesky odd padding or... Oh. I think this must be like bootstraps interference. Something somewhere is causing this to be a certain size. So padding block. I can't even like disable these. That's weird. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. I don't know where that styling's coming from. Maybe that's like a default browser setting. It's weird. I think it must be. So let's do field set. It's weird because I have padding 0 already. Padding block. these padding block and weird stuff like that was added to the CSS specification after I got out of this stuff. And it's not something I'm particularly familiar with. Padding inline. So far, none of this is making any difference. How about min inline size? See, these style things are stuff that I've never heard of before. Never seen this CSS in my life. Let's do min inline size. I don't even know what that is. I'm overriding all of it and none of it makes any difference. So there's something else going on here. Display inline block, perhaps? No, that shouldn't matter either. That doesn't make any sense. Look at how fat that is. It has some kind of weird thing going on. It's like I have to override the width, but I shouldn't have to. I think I can probably get rid of all this other stuff. Yeah, I have to give it a width. I don't understand why. It's weird. I guess gotta do what you gotta do. So give it a width. It should be width auto, and they should just shrink down. There must be something weird with the way field sets work, which I've never really worked with field sets. Or, I mean, I have a long time ago, but not much. So let's just give it a width of like 11 EM should be good. But honestly, they should wrap perfectly. Like, I shouldn't have to give it an explicit width. Especially since I have it in a flex container, it should just automatically make them as big as they should be. It's weird. Guess one thing I could do is take off the wrap. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. That's confusing. Look at those weird purple diagonal dotted lines too. That's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. There must be some really strange browser defaults for field sets that you have to figure out. But it's basically, it's close. It's getting closer to what I'm wanting. Okay, let's start styling this a little bit. So let's emulate this style. What have we got here? That is a legend. You are a legend, sir. Let's do this. $10 pixels. Seriously? Uh-uh. Don't have no pixels here. That means I have pixels somewhere else. Didn't realize. I don't know where that is. Figure that out later. That is très bizarre. That the whatchamacallits, the field sets have some very funky default styles going on that are difficult to override. Okay, so I think we can go with not dark. I think we want to go not dark. Field set, we're going to have padding of something. Let's just go with 0.5 all around. That should do it. And then let's go with no color to dark. We just do color 2 by itself. We're getting close now. Except we need to make the font a little bit bigger. That's looking pretty stinking Snazzaramus. What's that guy? What's the guy's name on Ghostbusters? It's reminding me of that. Can't remember. Harold Ramis? I don't know. Okay, so these need to be bold. Let's check the font weight on this stuff. Probably could go bold. I mean, probably could go something. I don't know what I was saying. Font size 1 EM. Font weight, I don't know. Probably bold. $500. Okay, so font weight 500. Font size 1 EM, which may or may not be correct. Oh, that is. So font weight 500. Might be that's all it needs. Yeah, that looks good, I guess. Probably could go white instead of the color to light. I feel like there's maybe too much padding around those as well. But the other thing we could do is not sure if that should be a H2 or a H3. Don't know. Let's check what these are. So, what's this? It's an H3. Okay, let's make it an H3 then. I'm feeling like I don't have enough oomph to be social this morning, which sucks. I thought my schedule is so messed up that I thought maybe I would still be in kind of awake zone, but I guess I stayed up till like 4:30 last night, 4:30 a.m. And now it's 6:30 a.m. So I'm technically like staying up later than what my body is used to. So it's kind of like, even though I'm up insanely late, it's actually normal for me, except it's like just 2 hours later than my normal, but that's enough to make me feel actually tired. That's looking pretty good. It's getting close. So I just need to write the JavaScript for yeah, I already said this earlier. My brain's shutting down. But yeah, so if I select repeat, then these other ones will have to have a grayed out box over the top of them. And I think what I'll do is repeat. The background color will change, so it's obvious that's the highlighted one. And then the other two will just be grayed out a bit. And the highlight color on the others will, I guess it could stay there as long as it's grayed out on top of it. It's okay. So that shouldn't be too hard. And then I have to write all the crazy JavaScript code to do something about these. Currently these don't do anything. And actually, by adding this, I'm kind of messing up the current logic. There might even be some scripting errors because the script used to look for something to be highlighted, and it probably isn't the same name as it was, so probably messed that up. So I'll have to... The other thing I need to do is save the setting in local storage so that you don't have to do it every time. So that's some good progress. These don't work now. On, off. I'll probably change this on off to a toggle instead of a radio button. Just like one of these switches, like this kind of a thing. See, I don't I mean, I like how this is looking and stuff. It's fine. It'll look nice when it's done, but I was sort of hoping it to be really compact, and that's why I was considering putting it as a flyout menu off of this options button. But when you have this many options, I feel like that could look really tacky, and that's why I think I will stick with the modal. And when you're on, well, I don't know what that error is, but I'll have to figure that out later. I don't know much about the assistive technology stuff. I probably should try to make it standard compliant in that sense, because I want as many people to have access to the Bible as possible, including, you know, trying to make it reader assistant type thing friendly. But I don't know a whole lot about that, so I'll have to do some research and maybe run the site through some kind of accessibility analyzer or something. But anyway, yeah, getting there, getting pretty close. Oh, I was gonna just do a quick check. So if you have it on your cell phone like this, it'll always fit no matter what. Oh, I know what I can do. Yeah, nah, never mind. Under a certain width, I could center those based on a CSS break point, and so on. The thing that annoys me about the field sets is that I had to define a specific size, because in reality they should be automatically stretching to their allotted width. So I don't understand what that's all about. I'll have to do a little bit of research on how field sets work, because something is strange about them. They don't flow naturally like everything else. I could try really quick, just giving them a width of like 100%. Let's see what happens. See, that whole purple thing, that purple diagonal dotted line, I've never seen that before. I don't really know what that means. Styles, let's yeah, with auto is weird, because they don't need that much space. They shouldn't be that big. So it's almost like I have to override the width. Could do maybe width auto. I don't know. I'm experiencing weird default styling for field set, as in I can't get them to flow naturally as flex children. Is this a known issue? And if so, how do I get them to... Maybe it's as simple as adding a shrink and grow to the flex children. I wonder, let me see. That could be. Let's just try that. Field set flex 1 auto. That was it. So what we actually want is... There's always that annoying thing to me about flex. Well, that's kind of it, actually. It didn't make it shrink. It should make it shrink so that all three fit on one line. It's like there's a minimum width of some sort that is not explicitly stated. Min width 0? I don't know. Okay, let's just continue. Flow. I have a half answer already. If I make them flex on 1 auto, it fixes some of the problems, but it seems like... Oh, wait, do I still have that? Maybe I still have that 10 EM width on here. No, it's width auto. Huh. Seems like they have a built-in minimum width, but it doesn't appear to be a CSS. Yes, the field set element does have some default styling that can cause issues when used as flex children. This is a known issue and it can be a bit tricky to work with. Default styling includes a minimum width that isn't explicitly set with a min width rule, but rather it's part of the element's intrinsic styling. Reset the default styling. Remove any default padding and border that might be affecting the layout. Override the intrinsic min width. We'll use min width 0 to ensure the field set doesn't have... See, that's what I did. It didn't work. Whoops. You sort of... Why can't I type all of a sudden? Contradicted yourself there. You said it has an intrinsic minimum width that isn't controlled by min width. This seems to be true. I already had min width 0, and that doesn't work. It still won't shrink. Isn't flex shrink 1 already included in flex 1.1.1 auto? I think I'm too tired to go this morning. It sucks. I'm really tired. If I go, I'll just be like, hey, everybody, I'm here. Don't want to talk to you. I'm so bad at morning stuff. I don't understand why there's no evening meetings anymore in the world. Like, when I was a kid, there was evening, everything was evening meetings. It's the way it should be, in my opinion. I don't know. I guess it's just my personal preference, but I can't stand going to meetings in the morning. I'm not my full potential self, and I can't, like, speak on a spiritual level. I'm just, like, become a zombie. But at least when I was a kid, there used to be morning and evening, so you could go to both, or if you're busy during the day, go to the evening thing. Now there's like no evening things anywhere. It really irritates me. It's a huge pet peeve. Let's see. I don't think I'm gonna go, unfortunately. I'll probably go to bed pretty soon. Too tired. I'll make it on Sunday though. Well, Lord willing that I live and do this or that. I don't know what's going to happen. Take that very seriously. I know I say that. It might sound flippant to some, or it might sound like I'm trying to impress people by just quoting Bible verses and like looking righteous. For me, it's a lifelong practice, and I take it very seriously because And it becomes even more real to me when things like this desert drifter thing happen. The guy I mentioned last stream, like, you don't know what's going to happen with your life, with your health. You could have a heart attack, you could get in a car accident. I mean, I know that sounds morbid and scary, but I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm just saying, put your hands with faith, open hands, in God's control. I mean, he's already in control, but he honors those who honor him and who humble themselves before him. So if you just acknowledge to him that your life is in his hands and you don't know what's going to happen, please protect me, please keep me, Lord, you know, those kinds of things. He hears, you know, when you say that stuff, and I take it pretty seriously. So yeah, I don't know if I'll be here tomorrow for the next stream. I mean, I really don't. No idea. Okay. We're close. It's just not shrinking. For some reason, it has a minimum width that is not controlled by min width CSS, so I'll figure that out later, but it's generally looking pretty good. I need to style the rest of everything. I don't know why those audio Bible voices are all messed up. Make this a toggle, make these look better, and then we're going to be getting pretty close. It's definitely better than it was, except that it's huge. Like, wish it could be more compact. Imagine if I didn't use the icons. Like, instead of the Bible icon in BCV, I had the words spelled out, like Bible, book, chapter, verse. That would be hideous. It would take up so much space. So, CSS is so clean once you have the layout figured out. Yeah, I love CSS. CSS has never been burdensome to me. I've always enjoyed it. Like 10 years ago, I was really good at CSS. These days, I'm a bit behind because they've added so much to the specification that wasn't around back when I did this stuff. So it's a lot more pleasant to work with now, though, because back in my day, you had to hack the crap out of it. I mean, just to make it work, you had to add all these crazy CSS trick things. It's a lot easier now, so it's actually kind of a joy. And there's still enough puzzling to it to, like, give you a bit of a challenge. Anyway, we're getting there, so I'll continue working on this next stream. Appreciate you dropping by, Wilchman. It's good to see you. Blessings to you and your family, and I'm gonna head out, go to sleep probably. I will see you all next time.